Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Knowledge Bites 4. This is Mastering Digital Shelf Execution. I'm very happy to be here today. My name is Nicholas Turnbull. I'm in the group e-commerce team here in Luxembourg. And we are here today to tell you more about e-commerce and what you can do to win on the digital shelf. So what will we cover in the next 30 minutes? Firstly, what is e-commerce? And what is the digital shelf? Quite an important thing to get across, and hopefully by the end of the session, these two will be firmly clear in your mind. Beyond that, why winning on the digital shelf matters. It drives your online sales, but actually it drives your total brand sales. And then what you can do, how to win. What are the 4 things that you can put in place from today to ensure digital shelf mastery? Okay, let's start. Ferrero has huge ambitions for e-commerce. Now, e-commerce are the sales of any of our products through a digital device, a phone, a tablet, or a desktop. And we've been on quite a journey. Over the last 3 years, we've tripled the business, but we're just getting started. And in the next 3 years, we're going to double it again, which is quite an ambition. And by the PS3 horizon, we will have sales of 1.2 billion euros. Means we will be an absolute growth generator for the total company. But how to achieve this? Well, one of the most fundamental things that we need to put in place is digital shelf excellence. This is a mandatory element to ensure that we look good in front of our shoppers and our shoppers are buying our products. But what is the digital shelf? Well, because it's e-commerce, let's use a live video. Digital shelf is the online store experience. And let's just do a simulated shopping trip as if we were on a website. Now, I happen here to be on Carrefour in the UAE. I'm on the food cupboard. I'm trying to find some chocolate. I'm going to use the search bar. What shall I select? Chocolate. I'm going to buy some chocolate using search. Now, what product's coming up under the search term chocolate? Well, it's great response for Kinder. That's great. And obviously, this is the category term chocolate, so that's great visibility. We see more Kinder, more Kinder. Here we have some Mars, and I'm looking for a Ferrero Rocher. But is this the right one? Let me look at the images. Let me look at the name. Yeah, I think I'll have another look. Click through to that. Right, is this the right brand? Ferrero Rocher, that's correct. 24 pieces, that's the right product. Right, the name. Now, I've just remembered I need this in 60 minutes. It's my anniversary. My wife wants some chocolates. So I'm getting this delivered ASAP. I've added the item to my cart. I'm good to go. So that is an online shopping experience. And this is a really strong digital shelf execution that the team in Gulf has put in place at Carrefour. Now, not only does digital shelf apply to Carrefour and other modern trade retailers such as Walmart and Tesco's, but also applies to pure players like Amazon, like Rakuten and others, quick commerce retailers, which deliver your products in less than 30 minutes, like Getir, Deliveroo or Uber, but also to business and wholesalers like Booker or Metro, Cash and Carry, Club. So digital shelf excellence applies to all sub-channels, to all customers. It is the fundamental way we apply the Ferrero model to the online store experience. Why is it so important to win on the digital shelf? Well, visibility is the key challenge for e-commerce. You think about your traditional sales or commercial background, you will know that in a physical shelf in a store, we can have anywhere up to 200 to 1,000 products available on the shelf for the shopper to select from. So this comes with its own challenges. How can you get on the shelf? How can you be brand blocked? How can you be close to the hero SKUs? When we convert that to the digital shelf, suddenly we have a visibility challenge. There are not 200 SKUs for the shopper to select. There are 8 SKUs. So how do we ensure that our products are coming up within those top 8 SKUs on the digital shelf on a laptop or a tablet? But then again, more and more e-commerce sales are going through mobile. Certainly, this is the dominant way of shopping in some of our Far East, East Asian regions. And here on mobile, potentially there could be only 2 products coming up on the digital shelf. So visibility is key. Winning the digital shelf delivers visibility, which delivers sales growth. We must win with visibility. But it's not just about e-commerce sales. Actually, winning on the digital shelf influences your total brand sales. And this is because the fluid behavior of our shoppers mixing using their phones and in-store physical shopping experiences. How many of you think back to your most recent supermarket experience, can think of someone looking at their phone, browsing on the app, and using that information to support their in-store shopping experiences? Most recently, Carrefour in France has told us that up to 60% of their shoppers browse e-commerce apps while shopping for food in store. They're looking at the products, they're reading the reviews, they're checking the images, and they're using that product research to inform their in-store selection. So beyond that, we also know that over 50% of all product searches now start on Amazon. And when we think about our younger demographics, 60% of Gen Z shoppers prefer to use digital shopping than going in store and speaking to a human being. And when we apply all of those factors and many more, and this is the digitalization of our real life experience applied to shopping, what we know is up to 70% of total sales will be digitally influenced by 2027. So this means that winning on the digital shelf drives both your e-commerce sales, but it also impacts your premiumness and your total brand appeal and your research of your products for purchase in store. So this means winning on the digital shelf is incredibly important for your digital premiumness. So how to win on the digital shelf? We've covered what's happening with e-commerce, our growth ambition. We've covered why it matters, driving e-commerce sales and also your digital equity. But let's talk about how to do it. What's the playbook? These are the 4 questions to always be keeping in mind when you're considering your online e-commerce experience and execution. And these are the 4 things we'll look at through the rest of the presentation. Number 1, search. Is my product placed highly in search results? Up to 70% of all sales on e-commerce derive from the search bar. So this is incredibly important to ensure that your products, our products, are highly visible. Step 2, availability. Is my product available to buy? Beyond that, content. What information are you sharing with the shopper to allow them to know that this is both the brand and product that I want to buy? There's nothing more annoying than thinking you're buying 200-gram product and a 1 kg product arrives the next day because you weren't sure which size of item you were buying. And then lastly, reviews. And we all use reviews to a greater or lesser extent with e-commerce. But have your other peers, have they had a good experience buying this product? Are they going to come back? Would they recommend it to you? If so, can you use that information to inform yourself to purchase as well? So let's go through each of these 4 topics. Let's start with search. To maximize sales on the digital shelf, aim high in search. Why? We know that moving from page 2 to page 1 of search can increase your sales by 50%, 50. This is a phenomenally large amount. It's potentially the number 1 thing you can do to increase your sales growth, to turbocharge your sales growth. So why? This is due to the convenience of shopping online. Shoppers only select from page 1. No one wants to go to page 2 or page 3 or page 4 or page 5. They want to search the category. They want to have the best and most relevant products served to them, and they want to select one of those in a convenient manner. So this means in this example, we can see on the left, and this is Walmart USA, we have a Ferrero Rocher 24-pack in the number 1 spot, alongside a pack from Lindt and a pack from Snickers. And we know that 65% of all the clicks for this search term will go on the top 3 items. So in fact, this is a great result from the USA team to ensure that Ferrero Rocher is in the number 1 spot there. Only Another 17% of clicks stay on the first page on the additional 8 items. And then after that, you're into page 2, and your sales will drop off a cliff. There will be no sales. So everything we are aiming to do is with an intention to get your product onto page 1 of search. But how to do that? This is your reference guide. This is your search placement action plan. Firstly, search is very local. We use local shopper terms. We use the local vernacular. And this means that it's very important to use the data to identify and prioritize your local, regional, customer, category keywords. For example, glace in French for ice cream versus English ice cream. This could also be hazelnut spread versus Nutella, mince versus Tic Tac. Regardless, using the data available in your region, identify and prioritize the keywords, do a store check, and understand with that high traffic search term, which product is coming back in the top 3 spots. Is a Ferrero item coming up in those top 3 spots? If yes, congratulations, you can go home. Probably not, in which case you need to further work to ensure that you are winning and solidifying and fortifying that top spot on search. So to step 3, optimize content, images, text, and reviews. And we'll talk a little bit more about these 2 in the following presentation. And then lastly, once you've maxed out the benefits of content and reviews for your organic visibility, the last step is to invest with Ferrero budget into paid search placement to sponsor search terms. And by the way, it's also possible to sponsor competitor search terms as well. So identify, measure, optimize, and then invest. Beyond search, we have availability. Now, nothing's more annoying than finding a product on search, seeing this is the brand you want to buy, and then seeing that it's not on stock. Very frustrating for the consumer. And what this means in an in-store environment is the product's not available, you lose the sale of that shopper on that day in that store. But the next minute, someone else can put the product on the shelf, the situation's resolved. However, in an online environment, availability has a long-term impact to visibility. And this is because your out of stocks are considered in the search ranking. So out of stock decreases your future search placement. Being out of stock for 1 day can decrease your search visibility for up to 1 week. And being out of stock for 2 days means you will be moved to page 2, which will decrease your sales by 50% for the next 2 weeks. So there's a very long-term impact of your availability. What does this mean? It's critical to have daily checks of all your products, your high priority core ranges through each of your customers to ensure that your products are in stock as of today. And if they're not, these need to be immediately resolved, both working with your buyers, your customers, and also the supply chain colleagues. It is one of the most fundamental and easy actions to take, which drives all of the virtuous cycle of visibility and conversion. So availability is absolutely fundamental. Beyond availability, we have content. Now think of it like a funnel. The shopper has searched the category. They've selected chocolate. They've found the brand. They've seen it's available. But now, how do they know this is the right product they want to buy? How do they know this is worth paying more for? And definitely with e-commerce, where you can't pick up the product and hold it in your hands, look at it high and low and read the back of the pack, this becomes a challenge for e-commerce. So we must rely on digital content. What we know is that product page content can increase your sales by 20%. So here are just some examples of the beautiful e-commerce optimized imagery that we've created and are available for you in your regions. You can very clearly see here with some examples, what is the brand and this has been enlarged, decluttered, and made pixel perfect for a seamless shopping experience on a mobile. You can see the brand, you can see the pack count, and this applies both the consumer unit and also the trade units. So what we know is optimized content directly impacts your conversion. Will I buy? Yes, no. And I'm confident this is the right brand and the right pack. But again, because of search, the conversion rates are taken into account with your search placement. Direct impact on visibility. What is your action here? Check the status on the product pages. Look through your core range. Does it look as appealing as you would expect? What content has been made available to you within Ferrero and then implemented onto your retailer? We see immediate upticks in conversion when we apply content, like night and day. And it really allows us to stand out, look premium, look appealing, and win versus the competition. And Ferrero has invested into a whole catalogue of digital product content for you. We have top left-hand corner, mobile images, which prioritize visual clarity. To say again, what is the brand? What is the pack count? Is it exactly the product that I want to get to? And is it from an authentic seller like Ferrero and not a third-party seller, perhaps doesn't have the same level of quality and control in mind? So this is why it's important to prioritize the hero images, but also secondary images communicate the benefits. What is the purpose? When you should be using this product? What is the lifestyle setup? Also, think back to consumers using these product pages for researching in store. XP content can be loaded, which educates the consumer. What is the Kinder Bueno? What are the beautiful, highly amazing ingredients that are going into the product, and why is it worth paying more for? And then lastly, video. This is a great way that you can dynamically engage with the consumer through e-commerce to really have that mouth-watering appeal that we're looking to put in place in front of the consumer and ensure the premiumness is coming across. And all four of these types of content drive sales between 20 up to 25% down to 10% for videos. So very impactful. Lastly then, reviews. So all of us use reviews when we are shopping online. Whether you're buying a dishwasher or a book, or in fact a chocolate box, you will either glance or read the small print in every single review of the reviews. But what we do know is that reviews drive conversion. Now in this very nice example, again from Amazon USA, the Ferrero Collection 48 count, what you can see is we have nearly 8,500 reviews and nearly a 5 out of 5. And this is lucky because, no, this is lucky, but we have a very nice product. So consumers really appreciate the quality of this product, of this brand. But not only that, we've mastered the last mile, so there are no quality complaints, and this product is deriving to the consumer in the perfect situation. So this gives the confidence to other shoppers. This is a product they want to buy, and it will arrive to them in exactly the condition they would expect to perhaps gift to their wife or mother or boyfriend. So reviews drive conversion. Naturally, again, it drives search placement. Reviews also drive your visibility. And thirdly, we also know that reviews are used for researching when in a good level of reviews, especially for NPD, when you need to explain what these products are, can be critical and very important for total brand sales. What is the action? Check reviews, identify and improve gaps. And there are a huge amount of individual local agencies and support partners available to help you improve your quality and quantity of reviews. Okay, so we've talked about why e-commerce is important. We're going to be growing, we're going to be doubling our sales again after tripling the last 3 years to deliver a 1.2 billion in sales. And the fundamental element of delivering the e-commerce growth is digital shelf excellence, driving the e-commerce sales growth applied to all customers, to all channels, to everywhere the shopper is engaging with our brand, and we are convincing them to add that product to the basket. And we've looked at how to do it. Is through winning on search, availability, content, and reviews. But what can you do? Right, 3 steps. These are your next steps. Number 1, run an e-store check. Seems simple. The enormous benefit of e-commerce is we don't need to get into our cars and go out to a shop and see what it looks like. At your desk, go to Carrefour, go to Amazon, go to Walmart, look at how your products are being presented to your own shoppers. Have a look yourself and do this frequently and regularly, because this is also how your shoppers are experiencing your brands. Can you find the product? Do you come up highly on search? If you can't, your shoppers cannot find the product, and this is a problem. Beyond that, does it look premium? Does it have nice content? Does it have reviews? Are there any glaring issues that can easily be fixed to ensure that we have the right level of digital shelf excellence? Step 2, toolkits are available. Implement the content which has been made available in line with the visual identities of each and every brand. Upgrade the product look and feel with e-commerce hero content. If you're still using photography on your digital shelves, then you will be missing out on up to 20% of sales. An easy change from old photography install packs to visually pixel perfect optimized content will immediately deliver an uptick in sales, which will also drive your visibility. So content is a really important step that you can take to ensure we have the premiumness and look and feel. And then lastly, step 1 and 2 are individual actions that you can take today, but what happens tomorrow? Track and improve. And here the subtitle is Get Help. Well, what this means is that there are a whole range of globally approved digital shelf tracking partners. Many regions already have these in place, and myself and my team can help support you with implementing a digital shelf partner relevant for your region to look at all of these KPIs every single day and report back to you. Are you winning on search? Are you available? Do you have the right content? How are your reviews looking? To pull all of the information into a dashboard and propose to you a quality index to ensure that you are moving in the right direction. So run e-store checks, implement content, track and improve using digital shelf tracking. So to close out, to find out more, I am very happy and more than available to anyone on this call, and even those not on the call, to support you in this journey to mastering digital shelf. So as I stated at the start, my name is Nicholas Turnbull. I'm also supported by Carol Aresh, also in the Global E-commerce Luxembourg team, who is our global digital shelf lead. And both of us are on hand to support you with your KPIs, your setting of your dashboarding, your content, your reviews, anything that you may need to ensure digital shelf excellence. Beyond that, don't forget, there are Sales Academy courses. Look at these reviews everywhere, 4.5 stars out of 5, great reviews of these courses. We have the e-commerce foundation course and the e-commerce mastery course. Both of these are fantastic courses, also facilitated by our group e-commerce colleagues and with external support. And this will be tantamount to getting you on your journey to e-commerce basics through to being an e-commerce master. Okay, so with that, that is the basics of digital shelf excellence. I wish you well. I'm more than available. Please go out, use this information, do the store checks, and we're all in this together to reach the 1.2 billion in e-commerce sales, driving the total company growth. Thank you very much. Thank you.